Hi everyone, it's Copy Stitcher, and we're really going to hope that this video works this time, because I don't want to have to reshoot it. This has been a bit of a rough go. I have that trouble a lot. Okay, so we're going to try and breeze through a few things a little bit quicker. It's tax return time, so I got some extra money, with which to shop. So I did some shopping. I did 2 official finishes. I did a quick, easy start and then finish that I still have to totally finish, but is mostly finished. I've got some WIP updates. I've got some new stash, like I said, that'll show off. And then I will finish up the Silkweaver Saga. First, though, with the Frosted Pumpkin, I'm changing all the colors to frames to fit the story. Unfortunately, the color I decided to go with, everything in my stash wouldn't work, but I knew the color still could work, so I had to go to my LNS. Oh no. But unfortunately, I didn't get to go there till today, so I don't have anything to show off on it yet, but it's coming, and it's going to be awesome. So hold on to your seats. So, yeah, unfortunately, I don't have anything to show off there, so I know everyone's excited, but I promise it's worth it. If it goes the way I expect it will go, it is more than worth the wait. In terms of my 2 finishes, I got a frame for Ho 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 Santa. I think he was like Santa Winter 11 or something like that. But look, Kimmy, it has a frame. And I think I'm actually going to get this to my grandmother for Christmas. Or actually, probably her birthday, because her birthday's in August, and Christmas would be too late to get this. But we'll see. It'll depend on how nice she is between now and then. But, yeah. So, Ho 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 Santa's done. And then, my wonderful mother went and got a frame, and then did all the finishing, actually, on this one. It's from the Little Stitcher. It was a freebie on her website. It's There's No Place Like Home. The actual chart is titled Dorothy's Red Shoes. That's actually washi tape that's bordering it. And then I don't know how well you can see, but that is a Dorothy and Toto needle minder from Gina's Fobs and Froggers, and I will try and put that information in the comments, or in the description box. She was so pretty that I was afraid if I used her, I would actually end up ruining her, and she worked so brilliantly. So this actually hangs in my bathroom, covering a really ugly spot on the wall. So, yeah. So that's finally officially done. So I actually feel like I've accomplished something. I have 3 things framed. So, we've got that. And then I've got a little start and a finish. Sunday, I was having a really terrible day, and I had screwed something up on Murky Manor, I think, and which you'll see in a moment. Or I just was not having a good day, stitch-wise. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I want something new. I want something that's short. I want something small. And my eyes fell on a chart that I got from Cassie. And I already found fabric for it that I wanted, but I thought, I don't know if I've got this in my stash. I probably should go to my LNS and see what I've got, blah, blah, blah. So I hadn't started on it. It turns out I actually had every color that I needed to use. One of them I didn't have, but I decided I didn't really want that part of it on there anyways, and that it looked fine without it, so I didn't do it. And then I did change 4 colors. One, because of the fabric, it needed to be changed. Another, I think, on the fabric they described it on probably would have come off as looking orange, but against my fabric it didn't, so I had to change it. And then I changed her skin, and I changed her shoes. But here she is. Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead. The text is Bullfrog. Onyx is the black from Weeks Dye Works. I changed the pumpkin to Sweet Potato. Her skin is Emerald from Weeks Dye Works, and the shoes are Red Krynic. So it was a fun little stitch. I'm going to turn it into either an ornament or maybe a small pillow. I kind of wish that there were maybe like 2 other Oz-themed ones from Homespun Elegance that would work well on this. And I could just then make a long pillow. But instead, I may just make a small pillow. or something, or an ornament. An ornament is more likely. So that's done. Alright, on Wipsy Daisies, I completed another block. That was one of my goals, or part of one of my goals for the month. So that's done. I did, and one of the things I love about Belinda is she said in one of the comments in the video when I first unveiled this, that she likes it when stitchers take it, kind of make it their own. So, and because I've got a wonderful Italian friend named Chiara, who I really hope I didn't botch her name, who encourages specialty stitches as well, I did the trees as satin stitches. I know, and they look really awesome. I did screw up a little bit on this flower bush, so the house isn't quite in alignment, but I think that honestly looks a little bit more realistic to real life. And honestly, given how big this thing is, I don't think it's that noticeable, unless you're right up on it. So I'm not too worried. I don't know yet if I'm going to, what part I'm going to do next. I think I'm going to do the little borders for the piece here and then the big piece in the center that's already on page 1, because I'm not a big fan of borders. So I feel like if I go ahead and do that now, then I'll get it done and I won't just sit there in anguish about it. And it's not because I don't like the way borders look, I just get bored doing them. So we'll see. We'll see what I do. My goal was to do 3 more blocks. As big as that one was, I may end up only trying to do 2 this month instead of 3. But we'll see. Alright. I also started on Murky Manor. Because, why not? So there's where I am on Murky Manor. If you notice, this is bigger than my normal Q-snap. I went to my LNS last week to get a few things, just a few small things, and I picked up while I was there the 1111 Q-snaps, and I combined it with my 8, so I have an 8x11 Q-snap and an 8x11 Q-snap, and I love it. It's actually really nice. Although I've discovered I can't hold them like this. I can't hold it long ways. It gets too heavy, and I need it this way. Which may mean that I need a lap stand so that I can turn it this way, but we'll see. Alright, so the Silkweaver Saga. It did come to a sort of happy ending. I'm bothered by a lot of their business practices. Kevin at Silkweaver was not always the most professional. He did like to try and shuffle the blame off, and when I commented about that, he said, well, I'm just relaying it the way it was relayed to me. Which tells me that you're a small business owner who has no idea what's going on in his business. Because clearly your employees are telling you one thing when they're doing another. For instance, he said that the pictures were 100% checked against... He checked all the pictures posted against the fabric. When I sent him the pictures, he said, no, I agree with you, that's not what we posted. So basically, either one of two things happened. Either he lied in the first place and said that he checks them, or B, someone told him, oh no, he lied. There's no way around it. He did try to blame the post office, the snow and ice, and a holiday delay, and it's a small post office that sometimes holds packages, which, I'm sorry, you can look at the tracking information, and it says no, it wasn't taken here until after I had emailed you. Not to mention, the most bothersome thing about that whole thing, for those of you who are curious, there's only 187 feet between the storefront for Silkweaver / Needleworkers Delight and the post office. Literally. I Googled it. It's across the street. So, I'm not very impressed by his professionalism. I'm not very impressed by the fact that he didn't immediately, as I was always taught, and as I was taught when I started as a manager and as I teach my team, own the mistake, try and do everything you can to make the customer happy. In case of point, I manage a Starbucks. If we screw up a drink, I'm going to ask them, do you want to take this to somebody? Partially because I'm just going to throw it out. There's nothing I can do with it now that it's made and been handed off to you. But partially because it makes them feel better because they're getting a free one. Now, I don't necessarily mean that he should have offered for me to keep the fabric and refund me. Because that would be quite a lot of money. But the fact that he didn't want to take any ownership, the fact he didn't want to take any fault, that bothers me. Now, to his credit, once I did send it back and I gave him tracking information the same day, I was refunded immediately, and he did refund me for my return shipping. So, I won't buy from them again. I would warn other people from buying from them, but I will at least say he was prompt with refunding my money. So, take that as you will. So, now on to the more enjoyable part, the new stuff. First, I got some of my favorite Krennic blending filament as a number 4 braid to use in fairy tales and other various sundry projects. Specifically, the glass slipper in Cinderella is going to be made with this, and it's going to be awesome. Mark my words. Awesome. I don't know if I'm supposed to stitch with it 2/2, or 2/1, because it's 16 count. I don't know if I'm supposed to use 2 strands or 1. So I guess I'll find out. I'm not there yet. So, there's that. I got 2 of the water lilies. I got Jade and Guacamole for my Nora Corbett snow globes. So I have those. I'm slowly kind of kitting that one up. I got Nymo thread for beading. This is 9 yards, so I've got plenty of it. And that was simply because I discovered on my doing Regina, life is just easier to use this than trying to color match everything. And I think my beads would have lined up nicer if I could have stitched each one together. And then I got to try 2 different white silks that may get used on Wipsy Daisies, but they're also for another project as well. I got the Gloriana Jersey Shore, which is sort of a white-gray. It's really pretty. Much prettier than anything I've ever seen come out of the Jersey Shore. But there you go. And then I got a Soie d'Alger white. And I've never tried that, so we'll see. I don't know which one I'll use for the project that I got it for, but they were both relatively inexpensive, so I thought, why not try them out? And then I got as a little freebie when we were doing a floss toss on one of the things coming up. I pulled a DMC 3706, and it was one of the old skeins. Like, I don't actually really even know how long ago this one was done. I know my mom's skeins that are still full are all basically the way they are now, which she quit cross-stitching in about 96, and I would presume those were purchased probably between 93 and 95. So these are at least, I think, older than 93. But unfortunately, there isn't a date on it. It does say fast color, so that tells me that it is after they started doing color fasting. Beyond that, I don't know. So there you go. If anybody knows, I would be really thrilled to find out just how old it is, but she gave it to me free. She was like, it's old, and it's not going to be quite the same color, so just take it. I said, okay. Don't have to tell me twice. I also got a whole bunch of her cards, because she was like, here, just take them. Okay. Alright, so now we get on to the fun stuff. As you recall, I got that Stitchy box that had the guacamole. Well, I got a Mirabilia that I've eyeballed for a while, because there's a little bit of beading, a little bit of backstitch, a little bit of specialty stitch. There's some Lazy Daisies. But otherwise, it's just straight DMC cross-stitch. And it's this one. It's called Gathering Eggs. It's from 1998, so it's an older one. But I just think it's really pretty, and it kind of makes me think of Heidi. And fun story. So I worked with this lady once who was very, very sweet, but very, very, very weird. And one night I decided to tell her the story of Heidi. And she accidentally thought that I was telling her my story. I don't really know how she got that into her head, but she did. So for a little while, there were a couple of people I worked with who thought that for a little while in my life, I lived in the Swiss Alps and drank goat's milk with my grandpapa and taught a crippled girl how to walk. Yeah. So there you go. Good old Batty Constance. And then I got Mirabilias at the Met. And I've got fabric coming for her at some point. I'm planning to color convert her into a red and gold dress, possibly with a few other colors, but mostly red and gold. I'm going to make her a blonde, because she's going to be Carol Channing in Hello Dolly, and it's going to be awesome. Because, of course, I have to do... Okay, so those of you who watch Trish, who I'm forgetting now what your handle is on here, but she's the Crafty Curator on Instagram. She's a hoot. I like her a lot. But she says that she likes to Trish it up on her designs. I was like, I totally love that. I'm totally going to say that. I'm going to be like, yeah, I totally Trished this up. And she was like, or better, you can say you Garrett up. Because my name is Garrett. See? Mind blown. So, because I have to Garrett up the Mirabilia, it'll be, at the Met will be Carol Channing. And I would absolutely love it if Nora would do a flapper so that I could do a Gentleman for Blondes Carol Channing in the Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend outfit, because unlike the movie, it's not done in that cerise pink strapless big bowed gown that Marilyn wore. It's typically in kind of a flappery costume. So, there you go. Alright, so some of the other things I got. Hands-On Design, who I've never done any of their designs, but these are really, really pretty, and I just couldn't pass them up, are doing a year in chalk, and they've got a little board and a thing so you can switch it out for each month. So the first 2 months are out. The first one is January. It says, Let It Snow. And the second month is obviously February, and it says, You Hold My Heart. Both of them primarily use chalk, which is a Gentle Arts color, and then one other. So they're 2 colors. They're small. They're 45 by 70. So, and you stitch 2 over 2. Yeah. Yeah, so they're not terribly complicated. And they've got a thing for you to finish it. So, yeah. So I got these. I don't know when I'll start them. The next one I got also came from Chiara. And again, if I mispronounced your name, I'm so sorry. You can teach me how to say it again. It's from Papillon Creations, which I believe is a French company, maybe. But it looks like this. And it's got 22 specialty stitches. It's only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's only got 9 colors, one of which is supposed to be a white silk. It's got 1 metallic gold, which is a Krynic. But I do have that one actually in stock. And then I've got to get 2 beads, but I'm not that far. I haven't even started this yet, obviously, so I'm not too worried about getting those. But it's got 22 specialty stitches, because I really want to learn some more of these things to see if I can incorporate them into other designs and make them neat. So this one includes the race stitch, the satin stitch, the spider's webs, Algerian eyelets, a double back stitch, a Rhodes heart, eyelet flower, star stitch, a Bargello heart, the modified tile windmill stitch, the queen stitch, the lazy daisy, the herringbone stitch, 2 other types of race stitches, the Rhodes berry, fishbone leaf, a Rhodes square, and a heirloom lazy daisy stitch. So, there you go. All sorts of crazy awesome things. And the chart itself is really neat looking. And I think I'm... No! No, no, no. No, 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 computer. Don't do this. Okay. I think I'm okay. My computer has suddenly taken to falling asleep when I'm filming. Very weird. And it did it last time, and it screwed up the video. And this exact same point, too. But I'm going to change it so that instead of saying welcome and bienvenue, it's going to say no place like home. So no place like home. And I got this beautiful it's from Witchold. It's a 32 count lavender. It's called Violet Mist. So I'm very excited for that. And then I got, I've got 3 other charts. I got from Eileen Gurok Needlework Designs. It's called Boo Hand Blessings. It's Halloween silhouette. It's the Haunted House. It's done on orange and black. And it's got a little ghost charm with it. So it was pretty cheap, and apparently there's a handful of these that are out there. Like, it's more than just this one. Like, it's like an ornament series. So I will have to go looking for it. But it's not very big. It's 40 by 90, it looks like. 39 by 87, so 40 by 90, basically. So it's another kind of quick stitch. I'm trying to get a couple of these quicker things in here so that when I'm desperate for something that's not what I've been working on, but I need something that's going to go quickly, I have something to fall back on. And I can't seem to get that sealed, so I'll fix that later. The next one I got was another Blue Ribbon Designs. It is Pocket Full of Peppermint. It's a holiday sampler and ornaments. So you get there's the chart up close. So you can do it as a sampler, you can do each thing as an ornament. There are 3 different types of ornaments you can finish it as. And it's got, and one of the reasons I picked this one over some of the others was, oh, lots of very clear instructions, as per usual with her. It's got a handful of things. Specialty stitches, that's right. So I got, it's got a fan stitch, a rice stitch, a 4-sided stitch, long arms cross stitch, a Smyrna, which I've done, diamond straight cross stitch, plate stitch, a flat satin stitch, a Montenegrin cross stitch, lacy daisies, and French and colonial knots. So it's got a fair amount of fun things. So I'm really looking forward to diving into this and seeing what some of those specialty stitches are. And then, well, you've kind of seen it, but I will preface this by saying I have never seen the movie. I know 2 of the songs from it, one because of Glove and Boots, and one because everyone knows it. I don't like the band all that much. I like one of the songs from this movie, and I like 2 of their other songs. But otherwise, I generally don't like them, and it's the Beatles. And I know that makes me a horrible human being. I also don't like Elvis. I'm not really a big fan of Marilyn Monroe. I think James Dean was kind of overrated. So, gonna go ahead and throw all of those things out. I also really, really, really hate Hamlet. So, there you go. I hate The Lion King because it's Hamlet with animals and a happy ending. And don't try and come at me with the logic of, well, there's not enough death, it's still animals and a happy ending. Timon and Pumbaa, Rosencrantz, Guildenstern. Anyways, rant over. So I don't really like the Beatles, but I won't discredit their contribution to the music world and how they changed everything. But I've seen this chart a handful of times, and I'm in love with it. It's Yellow Submarine. I just think it's so fun and pretty and whimsical, and like I said, I don't like the Beatles, but I really like this chart. And I like the title song, and then I like All Together Now. But I really only know the Golden Boots parody lyrics, which I know is kind of bad. So there we go. There we have it. I hate the Beatles, but I like that chart. So yeah. So I think that's everything. Yeah. So, hopefully next time I will have finally finished my frosted pumpkin and can show that to you. That sounded kind of dirty. Yeah. So that's everything. I hope everyone out there is having a good week, has a great weekend. I hope everyone's having fun stitching. And I will talk to you all... Oh, I just remembered. I am at 489 subscribers. So again, at 500 subscribers, I won't be able to do much, regardless of the fact I just got a tax return and I do have a little bit of extra money coming in right now. I really kind of need to be a little bit careful about spending, but I don't want it to go unnoticed. So I will be giving a $15 123 Stitch gift card out once I hit 500 subscribers. So I'll let y'all know when that happens. Anyhow, hope everyone's good, and I will see y'all soon.